Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messes quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High-quality cigars plus personal customer service with Slow Burn. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. It's more than a mobile lounge. It's an environment and an experience rich in history, luxury, and personality. An elegant extension of any celebration occasion. It's the perfect escape and meeting place, a space where you can relax or enjoy a shared passion. Have Slow Burn plan your next big event, or before you are planning to celebrate your win over your athletic rival, you can shop our collections at www.slowburnwaco.com.
But if they want to tap, I'ma do the dab, yeah.
That's a pretty tight spot.
Watch this.
Of course your Buick parks itself. That's so you.
It's just up here on the right.
Of course you know where we're going. That's so you.
Kinda got a sixth sense.
And a head-up display.
They're here.
Hit the field, warm up. You brought all these players in your Buick?
Yeah.
So you.
It is.
There's a Buick that fits your life, because at the heart of every Buick SUV is you.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
At CDW, we get speed as the new currency of success.
Our team spends way too much time tending to outdated applications and software when they should be focused on driving application agility and innovation.
CDW Amplified Development Services modernizes software and application development to help accelerate innovation and digital transformation.
So you mean building new applications, UI, and mobile interfaces?
Well, you said you needed to innovate more quickly.
Oh, so he's a listener.
To do more at scale, trust CDW Amplified Development Services.
The new GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
I'm returning to Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being heard.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft.
Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody.
Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. So it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
For 200 years, Montgomery, Alabama has been making history by people who had the courage to stand up for change. Today, this riverfront city has been reborn, embracing the past and looking forward to the future. From the National Memorial for Peace and Justice to the stage of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival, this is where history was and is made. We are proud to call Montgomery home, and together, we can be the change.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
We are making the virtual HBCU experience available wherever you live through Stillman Online. We offer online degrees in business, criminal justice, psychology, and religion. Stillman also offers technology badges in cybersecurity and data analytics. You can participate in all student activities, fraternities and sororities, internships, graduation ceremonies, and much more. Apply for admission today at stillman.edu. Stillman College, where we prepare you for a different world.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties through its programs Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant-quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
It's like a loot machine. Going around town, trying to get down.
Vanilla smoked sea salt seasoning is for seafood. The tarragon and fennel bring out the natural sweetness in seafood. I also use it in rice dishes, on yams, asparagus, blueberry pancakes, and believe it or not, chocolate chip cookies. Vanilla smoked sea salt adds a salty and savory component to sweet dishes that create a symphony for the tongue.
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food? Like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m. Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta. For more info or directions, call 404-698-3992 or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com. For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell them mama hungry.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time-consuming.
That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
What's up? What's up? What's up, fam? What it do? It's the 21st of September 2022, and you are here with DVP, the host of Random Thoughts with DVP. I just want to thank y'all for joining me and spending some time with me. First of all, what's up, Bella? I want to say I'm at 51,000 followers. So I want to thank everybody who is following the show, watching the show, coming to join me. I would be remiss because I keep forgetting. Yeah, that's right. Where you going? Where you going, Jess? Oh, fugitive ass. I want to thank y'all for liking the show, following the show. Jess, Bella, make sure y'all follow. A lot of people don't even know they ain't followed, but make sure you follow and like the show. I'm at 51,000, which is a great thing for a little local boy. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. But let's go on and get into it because I'm running a little late because my computer had the update and it put me behind. All right, that's what's up. You going to Miami. You going to do some hot girl summer shit. I ain't even finna get in your business like that, but I know you. All right. First of all, you know, we put it, argue with yourself. And I want to be, this is just about us and our choice to be ignorant. First of all, I want to start off with some news shit. I'm in awe of the amount of people who are arguing or debating about this whole Black Mermaid thing. And to me, it is quite hilarious. And I just want to say, first and foremost, it's a mermaid. None of them are real. And even if you believe they're real, they started in Syria. So I'm going to just let you do whatever your geography lessons tell you about Syria. But we're getting so caught up on so many things, and it's amazing to me how racism rears its ugly head. Because, you know, just because I read a lot of news, I didn't know that they had a gay version of Superman. But nobody seems to be up in arms about that. I'm up in arms about that. Why in the hell is Superman gay? But I ain't finna make no great big post about it. And it's crazy how the gay agenda is okay, but a racist agenda, which ain't even an agenda, is not okay. And people create all these things simply because of race. And then some of the comparisons are pure ignorance with the white Christian nationalists, because I don't believe it's the bulk of white people, but it's the white Christian nationalists who talking about, you know, well, what if we use a white man as Malcolm X or Martin Luther King? You know what? And that's funny to me because when we're talking about a real person versus a fictional character, I'm confused. So can we use a black man as JFK? Of course not. But the Lone Ranger should probably be black, since he was. And this goes to show when we having debates and arguments, and hey, don't get me wrong, because sometimes I'm feeling petty and I want to argue with people, but let's just hit them with factual data, because history states that some things are what they are. History would state that if Superman really existed, because of his closeness to the sun, he would probably be of a darker persuasion. But the fact that people are making groups about this, Christians against Black Ariel, and this is, to me, is hilarious. And to take the time out to engage in that much negativity, ignore them. You know, Bella, Jessica, y'all are ladies. Don't take this wrong, but what's the first thing I tell men? If you don't want to argue with your woman, quit talking back to her. She can only argue by herself for so long. Every time you say something back to her, you give her 5, 10 more minutes of ammunition. Stop. Stop. If you ignore these people, who they gonna talk to? Let them preach to each other if they want to. That's their business. That's their misery. They okay with it. Let them have it. Let them have it. Hey, Jess, bring back some shot glasses. Thank you. Let them have it though. Who cares? And it's crazy, all the little things that we can argue about. Is that really one? Is that really one? What if we made everybody from the January 6th insurrection, when we do the movie, because there's going to be a movie, what if we made all of them white? Oh shit, the bulk of them are white. Go figure. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to argue about race or sex, let it be something legitimate. You know, I freely admit it. I didn't watch Friends because there were no black people on there. And I know there's some pretty all-white communities. I ain't got a problem with that. I'm just not going to support them. It's my choice. As is your choice. We arguing, and now I see it's a whole battle again, a battle of the sexes, men and women, about this Woman King movie. It's a movie, even though it's based on, it's supposed to be based on some factual data. I'm confused. What is there to argue about? One, movies are for discussion and entertainment, not to have family battles and brawls about. If you like the movie, fine, go see it. I mean, go see it if you like it, fine. If you don't, fine. You know, it's the same with any movie. Arguing about who is this, what a woman can be, what a woman can't be, what a man can't be, what a man can be. What can you be? What can you be? Now, on one hand, we swear we don't want to be, we want to be different. We don't want to stick to stereotypes or traditional roles. Okay, let it go. It's a movie. It's a movie. And what pains me is not so much, yeah, it is, that we argue about it, but we don't say nothing. There's never anything said when we drug dealers or doing crazy shit like that. You know, everybody was crazy about Training Day, which I hated. But when movies show us in a derogatory manner, we don't seem to care at all. But if they show something uplifting and enlightening, then we debate about who should be the lead and where somebody's role should be. And I don't get it. And I'm watching one of the craziest things I see is people saying, go see Ariel, make it the blockbuster movie. Why? Why? If we make it the top movie, who gets the money? Disney? Disney? So we want to keep supporting, it's crazy to me how we keep supporting rich people. We'll over support them. We'll tell people, let's go do this, but you won't do this for your friends who's struggling, but you'll do it for rich people. Now, I do plan to see Woman King. I think that's the title of it. Whatever the title of it, I do plan to see it. But I'm going to watch it on Fire Stick. I can't see trying to take me and Trina and pay $40 to see who getting something out of this. Because, see, I'm still of the mindset that we in a recession and money don't go the same, so I'm not trying to pay $40, $50 to go to no movie. To prove what? To prove to some people who don't give 3 shits about me that I can afford to go to the movie? Well, you got me right. I can't afford to go. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to probably post about it if I like it and keep moving. But I'm watching people saying, oh, we got to support this movie because it's starring a black woman. See, that's commercialism. They're playing on you. As I'm watching people complain about they can't pay rent, they can't eat this, they can't do this, gas, y'all, all these things that's dragging at their money that are needs. But now you want to go out and support a movie that's going to cost you $10 or $15 to see. to prove what point to who again. I'm confused about that. Bella, help me out. And I ain't knocking nobody who want to go see the movie. Please believe I'm not. If you can afford to do what you want to do it. But don't sit back and try to shame people who want to see it, but don't want to spend that money because they rather put their money to better use. See, we always talk about how rich people don't wear rich people clothes. They save their money and put it to good use. But we always got something to prove to somebody. So we're going to go out and support something, which, again, I ain't got no issues with it. My issue is when something like Hidden Numbers come out, something like Selma come out, when it's a black movie about a black historical real life figure, we don't put out the same effort. We don't say, let's go do this. I mean, way back in the day, we did it with Malcolm X. When it came out and we saw that they was changing the ticket stubs, I think Jurassic Park might have came out with it too at the same time. And the ticket stub was saying one something, but we was in a different financial climate. But right, just we so easily influenced that if they tell us to support black people, understand everybody in the movie already got paid. Everybody in the movie already been paid. So now Disney trying to make their money. When we made Panther the top movie, did Chadwick Boseman get any of that? And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. Even if he did, he had already been paid. And again, we are supporting rich people. We will overly support rich people, but we will not overly support our close associates, our hundredaires, our thousandaires. I'm confused on why we don't do that same thing for our own people. Bella makes soaps and oils. Jess decorates shoes. I forgot the name of the shoes, Crocs and whatever, all kind of shoes. We won't support these people. We won't tell people to buy into their thing, but we are quick to support the rich. Roy is running my JBN. Roy ain't WAOK. Roy ain't V103. But we ain't gonna get together and give Roy and everybody give $5 to Roy. But we keep wanting to support people who making 6, 7, 8, 9 figures already. I'm confused with that. I don't have a problem with you liking what you like. There are certain things I like. I like Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. I don't want no generics. I don't complain about that. I like what I like. But guess what? If I'm on hard times, I'm not gonna eat no Kellogg's. I'm gonna eat some generic Frosted Flakes or something else. But I'm not gonna sit back and try to tell everybody what they should be doing with their money, especially in a recession. This to me is asinine, and it's being promoted. And this is what I tell people: if you're gonna watch something, watch what we're told to promote. Watch what we're told to fight against, because we won't do research. And the title of the show is supposed to be "Ignorance is a Choice." But argue with yourself, same damn thing, because you want to argue about something that you don't understand how it works. As we support Denzel Washington, but Denzel Washington getting 10, 15 million to make a movie. I ain't knocking the brother, but what is he doing? What is the black neighborhood? So we quick to do that while our kids need new books in school, while some of these kids can't afford free lunch. We won't donate to the free lunch program. We won't donate to school's cafeteria so that kids can eat, but we'll go out and spend 20, 30 on watching people say they're going to go see the movie 2, 3 times. We're going to go see this movie, and I don't know, I think movies cost about $15 now, so we're going to pay $45 to go see a movie. Yes, sir.
So hold up. That's one of the things I was actually going to say to you first.
Go ahead.
That you said. You can actually find some movies that you can get into the movies. I don't know if they're still the same price, but actually like the North Cap Mall AMC, which the inside of the mall, the inside of the theater is great. It's still the same as all the rest of them. They were at $7. I think they may have gone up to $10, but they were at $7 a movie doing it. Now, I'm going to jump in on part of this conversation because there's a couple of things I actually want to laugh about.
Ain't you supposed to be busy?
Well, last night, huh?
Ain't you supposed to be busy?
Who, me?
Yeah, you told me you was gonna be busy.
Oh, I was eating a little something.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
But last night JT and Lo was talking about you. They brought you up on the show because they were having this on their show because they was having a conversation about the whole Woman King and and the title and just some other stuff. Because like I have a problem with the title. That's another part of the discussion. But the funny thing about what you're saying now, you know that 3 white women are actually the executive producers of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I'm cool watching on Fire Stick.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting, man. Like I had a problem with them. You just giving the woman a masculine title, because to me it's a subconscious thing that you're doing again, trying to separate us as black men and women. Because I think the movie should have actually been called The Warrior King. I mean, The Warrior Queen is what the movie should have been called. Because any definition that you look up as king, it speaks to being masculine. It speaks to being a man. And so why they did that, you know, I have issues. I am curious to that. I honestly want to hear their rationale behind calling it the woman king instead of like something like I said, like the warrior queen. Because the queen is the same thing as the damn king. You know, it just tells
the sex.
Yeah. And so it's like I had a real issue with that. I mean, just like real issue when I saw that. I'm like you said, I'm still gonna see the movie. I'm actually gonna go see it in the theater. Give them my money, let them get their rankings and stuff out of me. But I do have an issue with the title.
And the thing is and it's crazy. Gender blurriness is okay. Nobody says a whole lot about blurred genders, but when you get the race, people want to go effing crazy. And again, I ain't knocking nobody who want to see it and support it. Hell, I went to see Top Gun and I thought it was one of the not even good movies that I've seen ever, but I've seen people raving about it. No, Fire Stick for me. That way, if I don't like it, I can't be mad. Because whether it's $7 or $15 or whatever, I want to save mine for something else. I want to buy me a pizza. You know what I'm saying? I want to buy me a pizza. It's going to last me a little bit longer. But the fact that we arguing about this amongst ourselves, to me, it shows what they put out there for us to argue about. And we fall into it every single time. We keep having this battle of the sexes that, again, it's a title of a movie. Roy said he didn't care for it. Bella don't care for it. Is it worth debating? It's a movie. What is arguing gonna do? Is it gonna change the title of the movie? They're not gonna change it. But they got us arguing about it. It's done. Go see it, like it, don't like it, keep moving. But because people tell us, oh, look at that. See, what Roy said made sense. What Bella says makes sense. Yeah, Queen is the more appropriate title. If we're gonna have a beef, the beef should be with Viola Davis. She got star power. Why she didn't say, hey, it should be Queen? See, we will argue with the wrong people. And I was telling somebody about this the other day. And this is one of my things where I know this. I'm a big fan of dealing with the agent of change, not the person that you feel like arguing with. If they can't make no changes, what's the point? You know, state your opinion and keep moving. But why Viola Davis didn't say something? She ain't no C-lister. If she said I want to be queen, I guarantee you, because they wanted her in the movie. From the little previews I seen, it fits her. It fits her. The only somebody who would have been better would have been one of the chicks from Black Panther. But they got their own thing they got to do.
Actually, hold up. So you know what's funny about that? Lupita supposedly turned the role down. I think after she found, they said she turned the role down. I got to look more into it. But they said after, I think she did some research or whatever on the story, she actually turned that role down because she didn't want to be engaged in the movie.
Right, and this is one of those things where, again, if we're gonna hold people accountable and responsible, which I'm a big fan of, again, where's Spike? Where's Tyler? When it's time to promote Black movies like this, and y'all know I got a problem with Spike. I have a huge problem with Spike. But why ain't they promoting more of these? Why ain't they producing more of these movies? Why ain't they writing more of these movies? Why is it 3 white women who doing this? But I digress. We looking at Viola Davis. What's the lady's name you just said, Roy?
Lupita Nyong'o. She was the girlfriend in Black Panther. The girlfriend.
There are lots of strong Black women. Lots of them. Lots of them. And I made the post because I'm curious, because I'm tired of seeing this thing where men and women both like to say, oh, I don't like to mess with this woman because she got masculine energy. So out of pure ignorance, because I don't know, I'm trying to figure out, what is masculine energy? Is she jacking you up? Is she running up on you and making fists and huffing and puffing? What's masculine energy? Because I'm confused. Every time I see this, I got a question. What is masculine energy? Because what's the most basic instinct we got? I ain't even check. What's the most basic instinct we got?
Survival?
Self-survival. It starts from the minute we come out the womb. As soon as we take that first breath, we ain't gonna never stop breathing. We can't hold our breath long enough intentionally to make us pass out. Our bodies won't let us do it. So, and it's crazy. Most of the time when I see us men complain about masculine energy, it's about a woman who has to survive without us. And we think that's a bad thing. I'm confused. Oh, masculine energy is her thinking she don't need a man. What? What the hell does that mean? Roy got daughters. I know Roy got daughters, and his daughters are older than mine. Roy, do you tell your women, have you told your daughters, hey, go through life and be submissive as soon as you see a man do whatever he say?
No, to the hell.
See, and you know, there was a guy, a black activist, I won't call his name, Stephen Wu-Tang Chapman, who made a post one time and said that a woman is better off in an abusive relationship because at least she know she's got a man who live with her who will protect her from other people.
Oh, he had no daughters or sisters, did he?
I don't care. He's a proclaimed activist, Roy. When you tell me that a woman is safer with a man, the man that she know abuses her is safer than the man that she don't know. That's got to be one of the dumbest. And you know how much I hate to call people dumb or ignorant unless they say something that just take me there. That was one of the dumbest shits I ever heard. And you call yourself an activist, but you're telling women to stay in abusive relationships for the safety of it. Just say that shit out loud. As a matter of fact, go to a shelter and say that. Go to a shelter. You know, I'm blocked now, but because I had to go off on them about it. But what is a masculine woman? See, just because I can read and write and I don't trust Russian blacks. At the end of the day, Roy, DVP, Bella, Jessica, how many chromosomes we got? 46? Ain't that right? I think we got 46. We got 46 chromosomes. I want to say it's 23 from my mom, 23 from our dad. So guess what? Theoretically speaking, we're all half and half. Women have testosterone. Wonder where they get it from? Because they get half their DNA from a man. We got women in us because we got DNA and stuff from our mother. There's no way to divide that. So everybody got half and half tendencies. Now, once the whole evolution thing kick in, and I get my beard, but some ladies got beards. But once my lower regions evolve and I get a penis, it makes me a man. But my genetic makeup is just the same as any other woman. Any other woman. Hers is just the same that is mine. A guy that would hit a woman is not a man. Kenneth, I'm going to get back with you on that. I agree with that, but not in totality. Because every now and then, what up, Robert? What up? So when I'm seeing these guys complain about masculine women, and I ask them, what did she do that was masculine? She act like she don't need me. Well, bro, you just came into her life. So before you got there, what was she supposed to be doing? And I could be wrong. But historically speaking, especially in the last 10, 20, 30 years, with all these guys exhibiting so many feminine tendencies because you motherfuckers whine about everything. I asked the question last week or a week before. How many women do y'all know that left their children behind, that went to the store and left the child with the father? Nobody could tell me anything. And don't get it twisted. I know there are some, but we all know of men who have never returned to their child. So when a woman learns that she had survived because the man that she trusted enough to have a baby with decided to leave her, what is she supposed to do? She can't embrace her femininity and sit back and be submissive because she's got two people to take care of because somebody left her. So is that acting manly because she survived? Commercial break. Kenneth, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But again, now, I think it's, how you doing, sir? It's my first time. I don't think I've ever seen you on the show before. But I was a cop. A woman stabbed me. It took everything I was taught never to hit women. Never to hit women. A woman stabbed me. I didn't have a whole lot of choices unless I wanted to get stabbed twice. But I even called my mom to let her know that I hit a woman. Because I was of the thought that you shouldn't hit a woman. And I'm going to stick with this, Kenneth. You shouldn't hit a woman that's acting like a woman. But in general, I do agree with you, sir. How you doing, sir? Where you watch from, Kenneth? But men act girly if that's what if we're gonna sit around the base. But survival is not a male instinct. Survival is a human instinct. It is what we do naturally. We all want to survive at some level. We all want to survive. So when women have to do what they have to do to survive, just because we pop up for a minute or for a week or whatever, they're not gonna let their guard down until they know they can trust us, until they know when we say, babe, I got you, and we mean it, then they can embrace their femininity. But up until then, they can't just do it because all of a sudden you show up on the scene and you just think because you show up, she's supposed to bow down to you. Because I'm going to say this, and again, nothing applies to everybody, nothing. So let's not get twisted on, oh, there's something, this, something, that. Most men, most grown-ass men understand we work to get our positions. We don't want anything given to us. When we find a woman that we love, that we want to take care of, we step our game up. See, for DVP by nature was a serial dater. Once DVP found the woman, without being asked, DVP cut down on his serial dating because he wanted to spend time with this one woman. It was nothing nobody had to tell me or ask me. This is what I did. Then I stepped up and started showing her, I'm going to be here for you. I am going to take care of this. I am going to take care of that. I'm not just going to walk out. But this is something I earned. I will say that most of the grown-ass men that I have listened to, talked to, or read when I'm reading the comments, you can tell which ones are about that life because they don't sit back and demand that a woman be a certain way or whine about when she ain't a certain way. Because just like a man will step up for the woman he wants, when a woman wants you, she will, when she wants you and accepts you, she will step down and let you assume your natural role. So fellas, take this for what it's worth. If you're still fighting with her for control, she ain't into you. You can think you're great. She don't. Ladies, you can think that you're great, but if he ain't stepping up, he don't think the same thing. We have got to stop. Ignorance is bliss. We have got to stop trying to force people to like us for who we are, but who we are does not appeal to them at a base level that they want to assume their natural role. It just is what it is. But we keep fighting and arguing with this, and we keep, okay, I'll go a step aside. But either way, y'all will let us take our role if you are into us like that. But when you ain't proving yourself, they not finna do none of that. None of that. We have shown that we can be manipulative, that we can be singularly focused on getting the cookies. So she ain't trusting us. Fellas, believe what you want to. Don't ask your girlfriend. Ask some women outside of your circle, some cool chicks that you know. Just because she will have sex with you does not mean she is willing to submit to you. Don't even mean she like you that much. She just might need a plumbing check. Don't get them twisted. Ladies, same thing. Just because he will don't mean a whole lot. Just means that y'all might have physical chemistry. Ignorance is bliss. Don't keep trying to make something what it ain't. Ladies, you shouldn't have to ask him to step up. If you got to ask him to step up, there's a good chance that he don't want to. He's doing it because you asking him, because he knows, oh, here she go again. Let me do this so I can get that. See, the man that wants to will. The woman that wants to will. Once she feels safe and secure, you don't have to ask him. You don't have to ask him. It happens naturally because they like, most women like being taken care of. Now, understand what I said. Most women like being taken care of. Now, will they use you and take advantage of you? Only if you're not paying attention. See, if you don't keep trying to buy her or purchase her or him, ladies, then they can't use you. Let them show you who they are. You know, one of the discussions that me and Roy had before was Roy likes to tell people where he is and what he wants. And I'm wholly opposed to that, because then you're telling people what role to play, especially when women tell a man, oh, I want this, I want this. So now he knows the role he needs to play if you want to try to get the cookies. If you don't tell either sex what you want, then they don't have a choice but to be who they think, who they really are. So now you ain't got to wonder what the script is, because I ain't going to tell you. See, one of the things I always say, little things. I'm not going to ever try to force a woman into being a queen, because she's playing a role. I'm going to see how you act to what I'm telling you or what I'm trying to do. If I got to argue with you about something as simple as opening the door, I will immediately drop you down from queen potential to layaway chick. I'm not finna sit here and have that argument with you. No, I'm not. If you don't need this and you don't want this, thumbs up to you. You know what you want. I'm not him. So guess what? I can remove myself after this layaway period because I'm going to get some, because that's what I wanted in the first place. We cool with that. But if I tell you, if you tell me what you want and I just want to play this game with you, you've given me the script. You've given me the script. So I am not a fan of telling people what you want from them or what you are looking for, because then they know where to go. Now, every now and then, you meet somebody who is true to who they are. Where I can say, yo, I'm looking to have a serious relationship. I want to be this. And you may get a woman who can tell you the exact same thing and they're legit about it. But we know with regularity, people will lie and say what they need to get what they want. So
yeah,
how you date is how you date. I ain't telling you how to do it. I'm just telling you how DVP do it, but I told you how Roy does it too. See, this is where we don't get life. Everybody has to do what works for them. I don't ever tell Roy what he should do. I tell Roy what I do and how it works for me. Roy tells me what he does and how it works for him. Roy never told me to try it his way. I ain't never told Roy to try it my way. Everybody ain't good at being somebody else. And that's where we make the biggest mistakes. We want people to be us. See, Roy can say, D, what you think I should do? I ain't got nothing to say. I can tell you what I would do if it were me, but I know my life experiences. I know my life process. I can tell Roy to take a right because I know a shortcut. I can't tell him how to do it, but if I tell Roy to take a right and he lost, I can't tell him where to go now because mine is instinctual. So I got Roy, take the way that you know that you can get there. Don't take the way that I know, because I ain't there with you. And people, well, I told him to do this. Well, and like I said, I can use Roy because me and Roy boys. But if Roy ain't good at serial dating is the worst thing that he could ever do if it's too much for him to keep up with. So why would I tell him to do it? It's not who he is. It's not what he wants to do. All I'm doing is making him unhappy, trying to follow in my footsteps. And at the end of the day, when he come back, he gonna say the man's work. I ain't you, D. Hell, we knew that from the beginning. So why you doing D shit if you ain't D? So when we keep telling people what they should do, no, you can't tell them what they should do. You're setting them up for failure, an epic failure. You know, me and Roy joke about being a Jedi and a Sith. Two different mindsets, which means we can't do the same thing. We cannot do the same things.
Yes, we can. We just do it for different reasons.
Right. We got a different way of even doing them. Let's see. Wait, but if dating and you may be on the second or third date, you're saying I shouldn't tell the person what I want. I'm saying, Bella, I wouldn't, because on the second, how long have we known people to stay in character? you can only stay in character if I tell you what character I'm looking for. See, go ahead.
For me, man, that's always been something that's frustrating me because I guess because I'm just an open book. I tell people up front that whole representative thing. I didn't realize just how real that was until I started dating in Atlanta and seeing that. And because remember that, like you said, that was me from the very beginning. I'm gonna tell you what I'm looking for. And I ran into a couple chicks, and I understand that people are gonna ultimately they're gonna show you who they are sooner than later. Yeah, soon. And to me, I think it's sooner than later. Especially if you have regular conversations with somebody, they gonna be who they are, and you will see real quick. And I had a few of them that showed me they was something completely different than what they said they were. And it got to a point where it's frustrating. Now I'm like, look, I ain't even looking for a relationship no more. I'm at the point now where I'm just like, you know what? This shit is way too tiring. I don't have the energy for it. I'm trying to build this company. I got stuff I'm gonna be doing. It's all about doing what we're gonna do and keeping it moving. Hey, guess what though? Real quick, sidebar before you go too far, because I forget this shit. I got called Zaddy the other day, dog. The beard is doing it. It took me long enough to keep the whole thing.
Hold on. It ain't the beard, bro. It's the white beard. Don't get them twisted. It's the white beard. It's the white beard. And no, all I'm saying is we know that the representatives exist. And again, you have to do what works best for you. I would rather find out who somebody is by them not knowing what I want than me telling them. Because see, I've been that predator where you tell me what you want and I played the role to get what I wanted because you told me, oh, I'm only gonna sleep with a guy who does this. So I can do these things. I can do these things for 2-3 months. But if I don't know what you want, I don't have no choice but to be me. Or I got to start paying attention to what it is you truly like. What? Kenneth said he had a kid ask him if he was Santa once, so he shaved it off. Hey, man, don't let that kid distract you, Ken. The women love this. The women love it. But that's all I'm saying. When we start doing these things, ignorance is bliss. Know who you are, know what you want, and look for the signs. Look for the red flags. Look for these stop signs that tell you to get the hell on. Don't let people keep trying to hold you to a point because they know what you're looking for. If you're looking for a God-fearing woman, some people are going to tell you up front that they ain't about their life. Other people just going to go through the motions and see what it is you bring to the table. But if you don't say it, and this is your life, when Sunday come up, just ask them what they doing. That'll tell you, that'll give you a clue as to who they are. Oh, I'm headed to church. Can you call me out to church? Then if you look for this God-fearing church woman, man or woman, then you know you got them because they saying this. But if you tell them up front, they're going to make sure that they are always busy on Sunday because they got to go to church, or they may even go to church with you. Whereas if you ask me, I'm getting ready to watch football. You know, I told women, when they say, oh, I want a God-fearing man, well, I'm probably not the dude for you. And like anything else, they'll tell me who they think I am. It's like, hey, believe what you want to. I've learned in my time, it's easier to be honest about who I am because in my book, my code book, it says if I lie to you, you get to bust my windows out. I don't want my windows busted. I don't want my tires slashed. So I'm going to tell you up front. So you can only be mad with you for trying to change me. You can't be mad with me for telling you the truth. Be you, but I will tell them what I'm looking for. I ain't wasting my time or his. We waste time all the time. I guess because I'm observant. Right, but if you observe it, ain't a whole lot to do. All you gotta do is just watch. All you gotta do is watch. But
that was for Bella. That's me. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
See, but I refuse to give anybody the playbook. I refuse to give it to them. You're gonna have to earn this and pay attention. But and all I'm saying is when we keep talking about, when you're hearing dudes complain about strong women, masculine women, ladies, you might need to watch them. You might need to watch them because they want you to be submissive just because they show up and they haven't earned it. Because I don't know a lot of men who will not try to earn it. Time gonna be wasted one way or the other. We waste time every day. That's another one of the phrases I heard. Time is money. Then hell, why we all broke? We might as well do something different. We all got time to waste. And sometimes wasting time is how you get to know shit. Because it's only waste time if you don't learn nothing, whether it's about you or about them. You need to learn what it is. What tricks are you still falling for that you think you so streetwise or you so savvy? You know this. Because you know, I used to take it as a challenge when women told me that they can't be G because they know this, they know that, yada, 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 yada. It became a competition. You only know from somebody who ain't got time. But learn the lesson. What is it that's causing you? What's up, Trainer Marie? What is it that's causing you to miss these signs? What are you ignoring when he told you this, when he told you that? But again, ignorance is bliss. Stop telling other people what they should or should not do. Now, as them, tell them what you would do if it were you. If it were you. So then they got a playbook to go by, but they got options. I said, me and Roy can be of the same mindset, but we got two different ways of going after the same thing. Which one is right? Which one is wrong? Roy's way is wrong for me. My way is wrong for Roy. That's it. But guess what? Since we've all been in failed relationships, except for a couple of y'all who got married at 12. Thank you, Jess. She tried, even though she making my hair go. All right, Kenneth, be safe out there, brother. Come back again. Make sure you like the page. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you showing up, brother. I don't know what's up. My computer, it will only let me do likes. It won't let me send smiles or nothing else or hearts or nothing. It's just doing what it want to do. But we gotta quit. We gotta quit acting like being a strong woman is a bad thing, especially men, because most of us saw our mother as a strong woman. We didn't think she was masculine. We didn't think she was manly. Antoinette, the 1 year plan, 3 year plans, they're cute. And I don't knock nobody who got them, but life does not follow that plan. Nobody plans to get hit by a car. Nobody plans for hardship. So when people got these plans and they try to stick too rigid to them, what happens when life happens? Because life is gonna happen whether we want it to or not. I don't know any woman who planned to have a miscarriage. I don't know any woman who planned to be in a car wreck, who planned to be sexually assaulted. I don't know any man who plans to get fired. So we can make all these plans, but when life is happening, if you stuck on this and then something happens, a lot of people don't know how to get back up. Oh, I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to be here for 1 and 3 years. I don't have a problem with planning for something, but to give it a definitive time frame, you pushing way too many. You hoping for a lot of things not to go wrong, and when they go wrong, then what? Because now you got to keep redoing your plan, and you look disheveled when you can't meet a time frame. It's kind of like one of the best examples I give, and I learned this from a rich guy. Rich guy. He said, you know what, D? People always say they want to be rich, but they don't ever put a dollar amount to it. So they will never get there because they don't know what rich is to them. You have to have a dollar amount, not a time. So what is it when you say you want to be rich? What does that mean? Does it mean you want $1,000, $10,000, or $100,000? He said that's the only way you can measure your progress, because you have to have numbers in it that are measurable. It's like losing weight. You can't say, oh, I want to be sometime fine. What is that? Is that losing 10 pounds or 20 pounds? Because now you need to measure something. So, and again, since Roy's back, I'm going to use Roy. If Roy want to be 215 by the summer, he know the summer is May. So now he can start tracking from September to May to lose how many of a pounds he need to lose. But if Roy just tell himself, I want to be fine by the summer, but he don't have a clue as to what fine is, he is never going to get there because he can't qualify it. I know how many quarters a year got. It don't matter. Which quarter is it that the recession gonna hit? Which quarter is it that you're gonna catch COVID? Which quarter is it that you're gonna break your arm? See, and that's why that time frame, it sucks. You can have goals. You can have goals, and you can have a time when you want to try to complete it by. But again, I still think you're working against yourself a lot of time. And that's why a lot of people get frustrated, because they don't meet the timeline, because they were so rigid in times. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna jump in and somewhat agree with you.
And somewhat disagree.
Well, not somewhat disagree, but because I am a planner.
Player.
And damn it, hold on. This is one of the schools. I'll be right back.
And don't get me wrong. I ain't saying don't have a plan. Understand that now. I want you to have a plan. I want you to have goals. But you can't sit back and give everything a timeline. You can do that with cooking because we're talking about something in under 2 hours. But you can't plan. It's hard to plan a whole year out. Nobody plans for family death. Nobody plans for these things. So when they happen and people get distracted because life kicks in, life is what stunts most people, because, oh, I never thought this would happen to me. How many times have we seen that? But you got to get back up. You hit a little stumbling block. Kids don't plan to walk in 6 weeks. They walk whenever they walk. We can sit there and hope all we want to. By the time they learn to walk, it's on their body schedule. Some kids learn to walk by 1, some at 9 months, some at 15 months. We ain't got no control over that. So to sit back and say, I want this to be done by that time, sometimes we're putting too much of an unrealistic expectation. Like I said,
so
go ahead, sir.
That's what I was going to jump in on, that particular part there. I don't think it puts unrealistic expectations on you to have a timetable, because I have goals and then I set benchmarks. Now, what I have learned, though, is that, like you say, and this is the reality that people need to understand, that life happens. And there's no way to plan for every eventuality of anything that's going to happen. No, like I'll use a perfect example like you used. Nobody planned that they was going to shut the world down for 2 years. Nobody in our mind, nobody in our generation thought they would literally shut the world down and tell everybody, stay your asses home, don't go nowhere, just be there. Nobody thought that would happen. So there are things that you can't plan for, but in that you can't. I think the other piece to it is what you're saying, though, is you can't get frustrated, and you can't get frustrated when your timetable doesn't work. I think that's why I said I think in certain instances you need to have benchmarks with any plan that you have. And so, like you said, and a benchmark is something quantifiable, is the thing. So yeah, that's
right. Like with the money. Know where the goal is. What's up, Calanda? Know where the goal is that you're trying to get to, and keep meeting these goals. Don't worry about the time frame, because some of them you may get to a little bit quicker. So if you get there, that don't mean you slack up. And that's all I'm saying, because we don't plan a lot of things. Like Trent said, she didn't plan to have a special needs child. Things happen. Once you got a special needs child, that one instance changes the next 10, 15 years of your life, because they require something different. So now everything you thought, it don't mean you got to kind of erase that and do something different. All the people, like Roy said, before COVID hit, everybody was telling people, oh, you need to start your own business. You need to start your own business. Well, it sounds cute, but people who say this don't understand business for real. Starting your own business, one, is not easy. Two, it's hard to sustain, especially if your business is marketing your friends. Your friends, you may have some friends who may purchase from you once. Businesses survive off repeat customers. That ain't most of your friends. And when COVID hit and people start losing money, all these people who was using their money to start businesses, and now you ain't got no customers, but they done invested in product, they done got the licenses, they done got them LLCs, they done got all this stuff, and that's just sitting. You plan to have your business up and running in a year. Well, 2 years that went by, you still there. And that's what I ain't saying don't have goals. Just don't have so many of them that are time sensitive as far as getting there. Yeah, have you a plan for what you want to do next summer on a vacation. But I say in 3 years, oh, I'm in the military, I'll be a sergeant in 3 years. Well, you just don't know what'll happen. And sometimes, like I said, we make unrealistic plans. And then when they don't get them, we get frustrated. Then we want to quit.
See, I don't think it's wrong though to have those plans.
I ain't saying it's wrong.
Right. I'm saying you can do that. You just can't. What you just said is the part to it that you can't get frustrated when you have it. Because to me, this is what I say. if you get frustrated because a goal doesn't happen when you wanted it to happen, to me, you really didn't want it. Because if it's something that you really want, the first thing is going to be, hell, however long it take, damn it, I'm going to get there. If this is what you want to do, that's what you're going to do.
What do most of us say? Oh, and I put my mind to something, I'm going to get it done. You act like you can override the rest of the world, and you can't. You just can't override it. And again, life happens in the middle of your plan. Life happens. You mess around. I'm going to give you a great example. My plan was, once I retired, every 6 months, at a minimum, I was supposed to be going to a different country. Every 6 months. I had a plan. I'm doing my thing with Roy. We got the little hookup and set up. Trina snuck in and I fell in love. I had no plan for that. Trina, you messed up my whole travel plan. I'm supposed to be on my second passport by now. But here I am, and I'm happier for it. It's okay. But I had a plan. I'm retired. I ain't got nothing to do. Damn. But again, we have to do what works best for us. Don't let nobody tell you what you should be doing, how you should be doing. They can give you pointers on what they did. We don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. Don't let people keep telling you to start a business. Starting a business is a headache. It is a headache. When you start a business, you're going to realize rule number one is there is nobody else to lean on. When shit don't get done, the only person you can look at is in the mirror. People try businesses, some stuff they're actually good at, but they don't want to put forth the time and effort because it is time consuming. Everybody, but we keep telling people they need to start a business. We need workers. Some people are better workers than they are leaders. That's okay. The military got a whole class of specialists because they don't want to be supervisors. They don't want to be this. They just want to do their job and that's it. But people tell them, oh, you gotta try to get promoted. You gotta start making more money. Why? If I'm leading a good life and I ain't making but $27,000 a year, why do I need to make 40 to make other people happy? We know lots of people like that who are happy where they are. There is no room for them to fail if they're near the bottom. That works for them. It ain't for us to try to get them to step up higher because we see better in them. Some folks appreciate the push. Other ones will push back against that push because we're trying to force them to do something that we think they should do that they don't buy into because we want to do this. Ignorance is bliss. If Ariel was white, I wouldn't care. If she was black, I wouldn't care. I think it is a sign of bad parenting if your daughter started crying because Ariel was going to be black. That's just my opinion. You can teach them things. You can educate your own children. You should spend time with them, talking with them. I am going to see the Viola Davis movie. But if I had an issue with the title, it should be with her. Now, everybody has a price. It's my annual goal to make $5,000 more than I made last year. Again, there's nothing wrong with having goals. As long as you can adjust them, on the fly. Because there's sometimes we can make more money and lose more money at the same time. Because the way costs go up. If what you're trying to do costs more, you're going to charge a little bit more, which means you're going to make a little bit more, but you lose more. Because did you really increase? But that's a whole nother issue. I want to, like I said, I want to stick with, let's stop trying to push false narratives and let's argue intelligently. If we're going to argue, let's debate intelligently. If that's what we're going to do. Okay, and I'm with you. See, by default, I'm gonna make more every year because I get a cost of living raise. Every year, I'm gonna get a cost of living raise. It's just the way the system is built. So I'm gonna always make a little bit more. You know, every time I try to deal with people like Trina, I just can't. It's her annual goal to not kill our child during homeschool. Trina, do not kill my child during homeschool. Do not. How come I can't have what's up, Cinnamon? Where are my reasonable people at on here? As we start learning more and reading, and we read about the woman king, lady king, whatever the title of the movie is. We read about the Little Mermaid. We read about whatever it is. Let's read a little bit more. Let's do a little research. Google is your friend. Everybody got a smartphone now. Google is your friend. One of the great things about everything that's coming up is it's causing most of us to read more and investigate. Unfortunately, some of us just repeat rhetorical ass statements because somebody else said it irresponsibly. But that's what we do. See, we can slowly educate. How many of you guys seen the article about the woman who has to pay back $150,000 to a family for a guy she murdered? And you know, I saw the article. I read the article. I do what I do. I researched Iowa law because Iowa is where it happened. And again, this is what ignorance is a choice. Iowa law, by law in Iowa, if you are involved in a felony and somebody dies as a result, at a minimum, you must pay back $150,000 to the family. That is an Iowa law. Any judge who is holding a case, once you are convicted of a felony, he must impose a $150,000 minimum fine on you. By state law, there's no getting around that. That is the minimum. He can go much higher, but 150 is the minimum. So I'm looking because I see people posting, working for them. And again, some douchebag called the judge Uncle Tom, and I had to remind him, Uncle Tom was the good one. That he still didn't get it. Damn, are we still repeating ignorance? We still ain't read the book Uncle Tom's Cabin yet, but we keep referring to Uncle Tom because some idiot said Uncle Tom was a bad thing, so people still repeat it. And these people are way over 27. You can look it up. But do simple research. The judge gave her intense probation. She killed the man. He could have sentenced her to time in prison. He didn't. So you got a whole group of people coming down on the judge, calling him all kind of names. And you know, he working for the white man. He did a super solid by only giving that girl a $150,000 fine and probation. And what we miss from our masculine women. Some strong women started a GoFundMe to help pay her restitution. She got over $300,000 in donations. See, this is where we don't understand. Whining is not the answer. If you do something, accept your fate, move forward, fix the problem. Don't keep sitting back whining about what happened to you. Now you have the cards that you have been dealt. What is the plan? What is the plan? See, Internet, I'm sure that she didn't plan to kill a guy. Shit happens. Shit happens. I know she didn't plan how to pay $150,000 back because she was like, how am I going to do this? She's theoretically unemployable. But bam, just like that, those things are taken care of. That's something off her plate. So now she can progress forward her life. Now she got a little head start because people read the story. They felt sorry for her. They contributed to that because in their minds, and a lot of it, depending on how you feel about it, it was unfair. The judge had no standing in that to say what he thought. The law says this. He has to go by the law. But Black people, especially those of us who don't like to vote, have the most say-so about the system. because there's a system that we don't understand and we don't want to understand because it's easier to repost. It's easier to repost. It's easier to repeat Russian bottism or Trumpkinism because people tell us something and it's easier because they said it. Oh, I'm just saying what I heard somebody else say. You on Facebook, which means you have an internet. It's so easy to Google these things. It's so easy. It's so easy. Ignorance is bliss. Argue with yourself. I can tell you certain things that I know. There's certain things I don't know. So sometimes when you see my hand disappear, see, while I'm in my lab doing this show, I got 3-4 windows open. So if somebody says something to me, I do a quick little fact check. Like when we did the show and somebody wanted to point out that there are no such thing as black kings. Well, I did a quick little fact check, found a book that talks about them. I even made a post about the richest black king. I ain't heard nothing back from him. But people will tell you things because they want to say them, and they dare you to be intelligent. See, they don't need me to argue with you back and forth. You can say what you want to say, but if we're talking about something that's factual, it's easy to prove it one way or the other. Just look for it and see what it says. Intelligence is understanding that your opinion may not always be right. Ignorance, scratch that. Stupidity is trying to make your wrong opinion be right. Ignorance is just not caring. You just like to say stupid shit. Who does this and why? So why do we insist on repeating ignorance when we don't have to? Why do we insist on saying things just for the sake of saying? So I got a question right quick for the ladies. How many ladies still with me? Just give me a quick eye so I can see who it is. Because I got a question I want to ask for the ladies, because this is one of life and survival type questions. Who's still with me? Type your name in right quick. So, because I don't know if I lost my connection or not. Let me see here. Let me go to this thing and see what's going on. Who's still with me? Trina, Cinnamon, Antoinette, Jess. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. See messages on here that I ain't seeing in real time. All right. So I talked about Nick Cannon. And I just used Nick Cannon because he was easy to use. But ladies, most of y'all got children. I'm not sure of your relationship status, and really that's not important for this scenario. And I asked the question about, how would you feel if your daughter or niece wanted to have a baby with Nick Cannon? And I watched what a lot of people say. And here was what I found out. Nick Cannon gives $40,000 a month for his children, per child. He gives $40,000. I had a man, as usual, want to argue with me about what $40,000 ain't. Now, quick math for people. 40,000 for 12 months is 480,000. That's 20 grand short of $500,000. Okay? So, in a year, you almost made in 2 years, you almost made $1 million. Would you rather have this baby by somebody who you know will financially support you, or would you rather have a baby by somebody who you loved and walked away from you? Which one would you support your child doing? Your daughter, your auntie, your whoever? Which one? And we sit back and we look at it and we talking about life skills. And this is the thing, Antoinette. I put up a thing about being an absentee parent. And people felt guilty, and they started trying to explain what an absentee parent was. And this is where we change definitions because we don't want our feelings hurt. An absentee parent, simply by definition, is a parent who does not live in the household, which is what most of us have either been or dealt with, especially as a father. Most fathers are still absentee parents. They do not live there. I don't care how much time you put in. By definition, if you don't live there, so by definition, Nick is an absentee parent. Most single mothers, our single mothers, are dealing with an absentee parent. I don't care what he does. He keep the kid for the summer, yada, yada, yada. By definition, he's an absentee parent. If we're being honest, and we talk about finances and generational wealth and all this, could you not leave something great and wonderful if you got $500,000 a year in child support? No, you're not paying. He paying. He paying. Because on average, most people ain't. Most fathers ain't paying. On average, most fathers ain't paying $1,200 a month for child support. So $1,200 times 12 months is $14,000. We'll round it up to 15 because it's 14.4. But for $15,000, you have a father who ain't really around. Or do you take the father for $480,000 who don't live in a home? Because at some point, we have to make financial decisions. At some point, struggle love or the loss of struggle love makes no sense. See, now I don't have a dog in this fight. I understand both sides of the fence. But if I am speaking on generational wealth and us doing better, is there a better head start than having somebody who's paying $40,000 a month, even if you are one of? Even if you are one of. Now, one of the men who decided to respond to this question said, no, he's going to tell his daughter to have a baby by a man who says he only wants to have a daughter, only wants to have a child with him. To which I responded, that's kind of retarded, because that's usually what they say the first time anyway, before they walk out and they have a baby with somebody else. So we speak about morals and values. What's the moral? What is the moral? What is the ultimate objective when you have a child? Is it not getting your child to a better place than you were? This is conversation now. But ain't that what we all want? Our children to be in a better place than us? You don't want your children to be in a better place than you, Antoinette? Explain, please, ma'am. See, Antoinette, you said you want to make $5,000 more this year than you made last year. $40,000 won't count for $5,000 more? I'm just asking. But what's the difference in what we got now? Well, we got a bunch of single mothers who are struggling. Well, we got a lot of single mothers who have to embrace their masculine side to survive because they're struggling to get by themselves with little to no funds. So where's the happy medium where we take that from them? Should you have to keep struggling because you picked love and love disappointed you? And who's to say they don't love Nick? How many of us have loved somebody that nobody else loved? How many of us have loved somebody that somebody loved before us? So he just happens to keep making deposits a little too quickly for my taste. But let's take away how quick he's having the baby. But he's taking care of all of them. And on one hand, we appreciate a man who takes financial care of his kids. He can afford it. He can make your life happier. What's the drawback? What's the drawback to that? Trina, Bella, Antoinette, Jess, sin. Right. And I'm okay with that. Well, we can make it be somebody else. But let's just stick with a man who's paying $40,000 to have a child with your daughter, niece, auntie, whatever. But he stated that y'all know he ain't that good a dude, but it happens. Would you rather have a baby by somebody who ain't gonna do anything, but have multiple women pregnant and still can't afford to pay nobody child support? We can't overlook the fact that this happens more often. There are more people, there are more deadbeats than there are Nick Cannons. Nick Cannon is upfront with his. We like honesty. He's telling you what he wants. He's telling you what he's going to do. And as far as we know right now, he's doing it. So why do you have a low opinion of an honest man? Because we love honesty, yes? And if we love honesty, we can't sit back and then be upset with him for being honest. I wouldn't have a baby just to have money. However, if I were happen to have a baby anyway, I prefer to be someone who lots of money. Right, and that's all I'm saying. Without trying to put anybody on the spot, what's the difference if you're a single mother? And this only applies to single mothers. What's the difference between being a single mother with the guy you had the baby by versus having one with Nick Cannon? And since you don't know him, I'm like, we're gonna put obviously there's the emotional attachment, I hope, with the guy you had a baby with. But other than that, because I mean, hell, he married Mariah, but we don't know if these women like him or don't like him. we definitely would be living better. So I just want to understand that for all the things that we complain about, devil's advocate, Nick Cannon took away the woman having to embrace her masculine energy. He took away that. If you're getting 40 grand a month, Trina, do you have to embrace your masculine energy? Are you in a struggle to survive? Are you in survival mode at all points in time, making almost $500,000 a year? Which, so in 20 years, you're going to make almost 17 million, 18 million. So the point is, when we're making choices, what do we make the choices based off of? Do we make them based off our emotions, or do we base them based off business? Because since y'all know who Trina is, do we not agree at some point marriage is a business? Marriage is a business. What are children? What do we classify children as? Are children
asset depreciators?
Asset. So Roy back. Roy's back. Did you hear that? Did you? If your daughter
All I
says,
heard you ask me, what do we classify children as, when you said they were a business?
If your daughter told you that she met Nick Cannon and Nick Cannon wanted her to have a child, he was gonna give her $40,000 a month in child support, what would you say?
The hell for?
What you mean, what the hell for?
I mean, look, I'm not somebody trying to just have no baby just to have it, just to get money. That's dumb as hell. I mean, I wouldn't do it.
Nope, I ain't say you. If your daughter
I wouldn't want her to do it. No, I would tell her no, but shit, she grown.
Right. So
I mean, look, if she figure out that 480 grand a year is worth it, especially for the next 18 years, she do what she need to do.
So So and again, as we're talking with marriage being a business and children being assets, ain't 480 a year? Ain't that a better business deal than having it with Joe, who she took biology with, who is paying $1,000 a month, but he still ain't around?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, look, if that's how she, like, yeah, that's why I said it's something that I would tell her to do. It will be completely up to her. Now, flip that around. Oprah tell me she want to have a baby, need me to handle her business, and you know I have to see what her desired needs are. I'm like, well, which charge it? You know, which way? I mean, because it's different. Because see, that's like one of the things with me, and this is one of the things I even said last night in the other show. I was a paternal parent. I was engaged in everything my kids did. You know what I'm saying? So I want that to be that as a father. That's one of the reasons that I really don't want to have any children now, because I know how I am as a father, and so I'm putting this time into business and stuff, and I don't know that I would have enough time to do the things that I wanted to do as a father anymore.
And according to reports now, he spent time with all of them. He does things. He ain't just shooting money and doing his thing. He's still getting time in. He's FaceTiming. He's playing events. So by metric, he's still playing good dad. He just got a bunch of kids and it's public. And you know, and you missed the part where I talked about, you know, a lot of guys got upset because I talked about an absentee parent, and by definition, an absentee parent is a parent who does not live in a home, and they got upset about that. But it is what it is. It don't mean you ain't a good dad. It just means you don't live in a home. And
that's what the court say.
And you know, a lot of guys got mad. I'm a good dad. I ain't saying you want a good dad. All I'm saying is Nick, by definition, is an absentee parent because he does not live with Mariah. Mariah had his 3 kids as a child. So however we look at him, he does not live there. He's an absentee parent. Most of us have been absentee parents, good, bad, or indifferent. And that's what we can't take it. We can't let our ignorance change the methodology. You know, back when we thought ignorant was a bad word, ignorance just means you don't have the knowledge. It ain't nothing bad. We just didn't like it. Stupid is bad. Dumb is bad. Ignorant is just, hey, you don't know. And so when we talk about it, because hell, Roy, how many guys you know who got 2 or more kids by 2 or more women? More than 3?
You know, if I think about it, I think I can come across my circle. See, my circle doesn't. Nobody. I'm thinking about my circle.
Well, your host got 2.
In my immediate circle does.
Your host got 2. So
okay. Well, you said 2 or 3. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. So when we're looking at it, and like I said, we just comparing because one, we don't know Nick like that. Like I said, and I just read it, but I'm looking at strictly the financial aspect of it. I would rather my daughter be financially taken care of if the guy's not going to be there, as opposed to the guy leaving and she's struggling. Because again, we're talking about generational wealth. $480,000 a year creates generational wealth. Even though, according to one of my Facebook friends, it ain't generational wealth. So I'm like, dude, I guarantee you ain't making that much money in your lifetime, probably. The average income is 1.7 million. 1.7 million is the average income over the lifetime. You're going to make that in a little over like 2 years. And that's all I'm saying. When do we separate who we like, what we like, versus what's good for us long term? You're right, Trim. Most of us don't believe that man ain't gonna be there, and I'm sure I would be willing to bet. Well, we know Mariah thought he was gonna stay. They got married. I'm willing to bet that the first ones after that, they probably thought he was gonna stay before he got into his whole thing. I mean, I think something is different about him. I think he's a scoring lover, so he just, you know, doing the best he can what he got. But How we know what they're not? How we know what they're not doing with the money? See, we can't interject what we think. Oh, Roy, look like the video feed ended.
No.
On Facebook, it said the live video is ended.
Well,
Can
that's
y'all still
weird.
see me? Huh?
We still live.
Yeah, I mean, I can see us live, but it's Facebook show said we done.
My Facebook is still going.
Oh,
Unless
mine.
it just ain't caught up yet.
Can y'all still see me? Let me see. Somebody say something to me.
Okay, well, mine is behind. So, I mean, the stream is still going.
Yeah, well, I'm looking
at
the comments
on Facebook. That's something that Facebook did.
Oh.
We still going on YouTube too. So,
do I think those women are dating other men? Who knows? Probably, but he ain't there. Can y'all hear me? Like I said, because I see us. Trina, can you still see me?
Yeah, D, we still going, bro.
Okay. Well, Antoinette, so they can still see me. So I ain't figure out what's going on. Let me see.
Yeah, that's your internet, because we still running live.
All right. So without believing that we're going to be raising a child alone, quite naturally, we aren't going to choose to have a baby for money alone. We just wouldn't have a child. And again, that would probably go into the planning phase where, you know, women plan to do certain things, and some of them got their biological clock ticking. You know, I heard a woman once say her goal in life was to have 3 kids by the time she was 30. She didn't say she wanted to be married. She didn't say she wanted a house. She said she wanted 3 kids by 30. To me, that was alarming.
Yeah, but you know, that's one of the things I can honestly say that was somewhat disconcerting to me. And this is while I was in college. I met a lot of women who wanted children but didn't want to be married. And that was, I mean, I guess I get it in a sense, but to me, that is, and this is one of those opinions I know that everybody doesn't share. I mean, I think you're leaving the child at a disadvantage unless they have positive male role models in their life that they can utilize, you know, as that quote unquote father figure. But yeah, I mean, that is kind of odd that you want children, but you don't want the family to go with it. So that sounds like some trauma stuff that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, because I mean, I was like, damn, I ain't never heard no man that's like that. And she did it. 3 babies, 3 baby daddies. She's struggling. And like I said, I can't sit here and honestly I would approve of it, but I can't disapprove of it because I understand the metrics of. And at 57, you know, where we are now ain't where we were at 20 something. Where we are now ain't where we were at 30 something. The older you get, I don't know if you just you know more, so you just look at things differently. Because, like I said, at 20, love was what it was. We thought love was the end all, the be all. That lasts till what? When did you realize that love wasn't the answer to everything, Roy?
Well, you know, that's still one of those things actually that I do believe that it can.
I know you believe in love, but love.
No, I said it can answer everything. Yeah. I believe it can. I personally believe that love can answer any situation. What I don't believe anymore is that. I guess this goes back to the honesty about people and just being who they are and coming out. You know, take years to come out, but their love for you won't sustain you through every problem. That's what the problem is love won't. So your love for someone won't necessarily sustain you through the problem based on who you all are in the relationship to each other.
And a lot of that I think is because we don't know we never get the chance to find out who we are because most of us are too busy living for other people. You know, parents want their kid, they want something from their kids. And so kids don't have a chance to fully embrace who they want to be because I'm trying to make my mama proud. I'm trying to make my dad proud. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. They don't know. Then men and women both, we fall in love. We're trying to be the perfect somebody for somebody else, which means, because there's no way you can be in a relationship and stay 100% true to who you were, because who you are as a single person ain't the same person as a person who's engaged in a meaningful relationship. They're two separate entities because your priorities change. So you can't say I'm the same person, because I hate when people say that I don't change. If you ain't gonna never change, then don't get with nobody. Relationships are about compromise. So when you do this, where is all this going? Because this is where you have to learn to be true to yourself. What am I willing to compromise? Where am I not willing to compromise? Where is it that I feel like I'm losing myself? Where is it, you know, because when we're in this and we're making changes and compromises and settling, even though people act like settling is a bad word, settling is what we have to do. Hell, I settled on this house. I settled on a job. I don't know why people act like settling is a bad thing. It's probably, they probably feel like, remember when I did that show and I said that women have to train us, we have to train them, and everybody went hog mad. Oh, and I just said it again, y'all are stupid, because training is a correct word. When you go to a job, they train you to do the job. They train you. When you meet a woman, when you meet a man, because nobody's alike, they have to train you on what they like. I hate when people say, oh, a man should know how to do this. Well, how does he know what you like? Because the first thing you're going to say is, oh, I'm not like so-and-so. Okay, so then kind of show me what you like. Tell me some things you got to tell me. I don't know. Roy likes to cook. What if the woman he cooks for has a one of those, what is called when you can't eat nuts?
Allergies.
And she got allergies. Roy needs to know this. Roy made something, he put peanuts in it because that would add the flavor, and all of a sudden she blowing up. How in the hell was Roy supposed to know? She didn't tell him, which is training, but people get upset about that word. But when we're doing the ignorance is bliss, ignorance is a choice. Argue with yourself, as Roy said. We have to understand. No, when you did the show title, you put argue with yourself.
Oh, well, so no, yeah, that was. I gotta realize. I have to remember that that's actually the description. I put the title in another place, but it didn't have it in there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why. So I gotta make sure I put the title in there too. The argue with yourself is my description of your title.
Yeah, so I use both of them, but again, this is where we have to understand that if men don't want this masculine energy coming from a woman, they got to be ultimate providers, or you got to get with a woman who has ultimately been provided for. If you want her to embrace all her femininity, because if Roy, what did Roy tell? And I can use Roy because Roy's single. Roy is single. Roy is busy. If Roy got with Oprah don't need a whole lot from him. So it allows her to be her. It allows her to embrace her feminine energy. It allows Roy to do what he want to do. But it's because she's taken care of. Now, if she was struggling and she needed Roy to be around all the time, who's going to be happy? Is Roy going to be happy now that he got to give up his dream and goals because he got to make his wife happy? Or is he going to end up being a pain in the ass because Oprah's a little bit more needed than he thought? So, what do you do? Do you pick a woman who had a baby by somebody rich so that y'all can prosper? Or do you pick a woman who's struggling and you got to work a little bit harder and devote more resources to her? You know, and like I say, I understand both sides of the Nick Cannon argument. And I'm just using his name because I read the stuff about him agreeing to pay $40,000 per child. That's why the one lady get $80,000 who had the twins. He does $40,000 a child. That's just his standard. There is no, hell, he might as well be into polygamy. He's treating all of them the same. The only multi-dad that I know of that wasn't an absentee parent was Evander, because he had all his kids living on his property that he lost. But all the kids and their parents.
Gotta make a decision about what?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Antoinette talking about somebody got to make a decision. Make a decision about what?
Oh, man, I'm not even gonna talk to now one of y'all. So, but yeah. So what? Oh, and I guess what's the decision? Do you want a woman Kiki on 11 children with the same guy?
Yeah, she wanted all them kids. They got married. She wanted the baseball team.
Antoinette said you want Oprah or them. Which one you want now? You got to make a choice, Roy.
Hey, look, you know my philosophy. My philosophy is that ain't nobody out of my league because I know what I'm gonna bring to the whole overall relationship. But the likelihood of me meeting up with Oprah is a whole different story.
You know, every time I think I'm dealing with rational people, y'all show up every single time.
Oprah,
but yeah,
that's funny.
I really do want us to understand where we are, what we want, because sometimes we have to make concessions on this happiness trail that we on, because sometimes happiness gets a push from the outside, and we have to be okay with that. And guys especially, and I can speak because I'm a guy, we love to be competitive for all the wrong reasons. I don't know if women do it. Y'all have to tell me. Men, because I'm gonna differentiate, because I tell y'all to differentiate. I think men can handle another man raising their child as long as he's a good man, because it doesn't mean we ain't there, but we like the fact that I think we can accept the fact that there's safety and security in their house if we can't be there. Because if we meet this gentleman, or if our children don't say nothing bad about the new gentleman that the mother is dating, most of us are okay with it. We don't feel like, oh, ain't another man gonna raise my child. Another man can only raise your child if you step away. Another man can only raise your child if you walk away. Other than that, if you're still present, he can only make your life a little bit better. You know, one of the things I try to tell my relationship, hey, the child should get the best of both worlds. If me and Roy have dealt with the same woman, whoever, one is dad, one is stepdad, she should get good stuff from him and good stuff from me. There shouldn't be a competition with me and Roy trying to outdo each other. All we should be doing is making sure the kid is well. And if I'm taking care of Roy's kid, we have a partnership. If Roy taking care of my kid, we have a partnership. That's all that needs to be established. Not who she calling daddy. Because if we want the best for our children, which is a lie we tell, if we want the best for our children, then what's the argument? What's the argument? It's hard to argue. Again, devil's advocate. It's hard to argue with $40,000 a month if you want the best for your children. It's just hard. It's hard to argue with that. And how old is your oldest daughter, Roy?
The biological or the...
Whichever one you want to tell them about. See, I like that. Which one? Whichever one. How's the oldest one?
My oldest daughter is 36.
36. Has she had her heart broken?
That one, no, I would probably say no.
See, she embraces her masculine energy, because masculine don't get your heart broken.
Fighter. Look, that's the fighter. I don't know about that one.
So she done probably beat a couple of dudes up.
Exactly.
Put them out. And you know, but yeah, most of the time our daughters have been through heartbreak, so we know what's going to happen in life. So why not have heartbreak with financial security? That's all I'm saying. I ain't pushing the Nick Cannon theory. I ain't pushing having a baby with some guy just because y'all in love theory. All I'm saying is it's okay. Trina said even fighters get their heart broken too.
No, she probably is. I just don't think it's happened yet. I don't necessarily, and put it this way, I ain't had to have no daddy-daughter conversations about that with her yet. She been like, yeah, okay, you had to get on. So, you know.
Yeah, and like I say, it's not necessarily the amount, even though I use his amount because I read about him, but who doesn't, which one of you ladies don't want, do you prefer financial security or love? I guess that's where I want to go. Trina, Antoinette, what do you prefer? Financial security or love? And you can only have one. Because I don't know what I think about that. Because I'm a man, so Antoinette wants love. Trina, what you want? You want love or financial security? You can't, nope, healthy combination ain't happening, Trina. See, cheater, pumpkin eater. But, and this is where you got to understand where you are. Because what do they say? You know, white women are taught to marry for money. Love will come. But just because you marry for love don't mean money will come. So, you know, or sometimes the first marriage is for love, the second marriage is for money. Whichever spectrum you fall on, you just have to know who you are and what you want. So you can't let somebody else tell you what you should do. What works for Antoinette may not work for Trina, may not work for Jess, may not work for Bella, may not work for Roy, or may not work for DVP. I told my husband he was the only man I would sleep with under a bridge. See? Trina, would you sleep with me under a bridge? I'm finna see. Antoinette, you finna, let's see what Trina gonna say. So I don't think Trina gonna sleep with me under a bridge. I could be wrong. Trina, Antoinette just put you out there. Would you sleep with me up under a bridge, babe? And remember, I'm sensitive. He told you he not sleeping under a bridge, but you would sleep with him under a bridge. And you know, it's funny. Me and Trina was on the post where a guy said that he don't want a woman who, if he homeless, won't sleep in the car with him. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't get that, but you've been in a love situation that you had to walk from. You're not sleeping under the bridge. Damn, see, Trina don't love me like that, Antoinette. But I ain't sleeping under the bridge neither. That's just not happening. We'll break in somewhere and squat, but I ain't sleeping under no bridge. Y'all are crazy. All right, well, that was what I wanted to talk about, was about arguing with yourself and ignorance being a choice. I prefer my woman to be strong, so that if I can't uphold my end, or if I'm sick, or something is holding me back, that she can step up and do her thing without me feeling like it's emasculating me. Because her being strong is not emasculating me. My mother is one of the strongest people that I know. She never emasculated me. She made me stand up. She made me do things. She made me do things. She made me become a man. She didn't let me just sit back and coddle me. She made me carry groceries. She made me figure them out. She made me do this. She made me ride the bus by myself. There's a lot of things that she did that I totally appreciate, that had she been married, I may not have gotten. She was in a couple of serious relationships, and the guys didn't require from me what she did. And some of them even said she was too hard on me. I appreciate how hard she was on me. I think Trina appreciates how hard my mother was on me. So I appreciate her masculine energy. Trina worked my last nerve sometimes. I appreciate her masculine energy. I don't know what it is. I appreciate her strength, because I don't think strength is masculine. But again, if we go to the 46 chromosomes, 23 and 23, everybody's going to have some masculine energy. Everybody is going to have some feminine energy. It's just about how you put those to usage, which makes them good or bad. Men crying is feminine energy. I cry. Oh my God. I'm confused. We have human energy. There is no true, in my mind, male or female energy. It's what we do with them based on the circumstances that we are dealing with, how we deal with them. Survival is the most basic of instincts. It is the most basic of instincts. My little girl hurt herself this weekend. In the midst of everything that was going on, she made sure she found us. That's survival. You see some kids, they get hurt, they just sit down and they cry and they wail and wail and wail. Other people get to a safe spot before they break down, before they pass out or whatever. That is survival. Go somewhere that you know that you can be safe before you let this go. I don't know. I think that would fall under feminine energy. I think you getting somebody else to do it would probably be masculine, the way these guys say it. But under our term, under the male 21st century terminology, you would just be for the streets. You would just be for the streets because you're supposed to want and need me to come save you. You can't do it on your own. So yeah, if you do that, that means you're for the streets. I'm learning this 21st century translation thing. It's crazy what ain't coming up on the screen. But yeah, it is 7:51. Yeah, but then it ain't masculine. Like I said, we look for ways to degrade you. We look for ways to try to bring a woman down who is surviving without us. We look for ways to try to defeminize you because you shouldn't want to survive. You shouldn't want to work. You should want to sit back, and if I'm struggling, you should want to be engaged in struggle love with me, not demand that I step up or you try to go out and get a job to help. If I can only make $8,000 a year, damn it, that's all we're gonna make. You're not gonna go out and make in 12 and show me up. Excuse me, you're not gonna go out and make 4 and help me out. That's just not gonna happen. Just sit in the house and submit to me while our lights off and our water ain't running. See, that's what you gotta learn to do. I need for you to just sit down, be quiet, and follow me. Won't you just follow your man, even if I'm headed off a cliff? Ride with your man. And exactly, it's foolishness, but it's what we want. If you don't engage in foolishness, then that's when you're engaging in your masculine energy, because it ain't for you to say what we can't do. You're supposed to submit and just do whatever it is I say, even if it sounds foolish. Don't women ever just sit back and think, man, I should just be quiet to listen to him, even if he's stupid. He might have a stupid point. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it's 7:53. I had a good time, as always. Me and Roy are gonna try to have the phones operating in October. I think that's what we're gonna shoot for, October. We're gonna have the phone lines open so we can get out a little bit more so y'all can start calling in. We're gonna do a couple of trial and errors. Trina is going to, let's see what she said. I should go get some chips and some. What's that got to do with the show? It's take a man on a date, September, whatever it is you said. You should go get some chips. See? That's your masculine energy right there. That's the masculine energy. See? That's what I'm talking about right there. Anyway, we're going to get ready to get up out of here. So I can go get my wife some chips. But she won't sleep on the bridge, so she want me to go get her some chips.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something real quick before you get out about that there.
About the chips?
No, about sleeping on the bridge. I may sleep under the damn bridge, but if I got people with me, I'm gonna find somewhere for y'all to be somewhere. If I got to stay, if I tell y'all to go to a shelter or something, then I sleep outside. I ain't gonna, it's somewhere you can go, even as a woman. And I ain't gonna let you sleep outside with me. That ain't happening.
Yeah, that's crazy. But like I said, there was a post about a guy who said he wouldn't deal with a girl who wouldn't sleep in the car with him. I think that's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard. Because why would I want her sleeping in the car with me? What point am I proving? That shows she loves me. And I ain't knocking nobody, but Why are you even trying to entertain having a woman if you have no place, if you are in a car, especially if you got a child? That to me is one of the dumbest things going. That, blind loyalty can be stupid.
Well, I mean, my assumption would be that they were in somewhere together and then something happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest challenge. That if things happen, like we say, life happens. Even then, like I send her home before I have before I have my family out on the street, I send her home to her mom and dad, and be like, "Look, I'll be back. Y'all let me get some shit right."
As you say, even if you got to send her to a shelter where they only take women, and you stay out, but you got to accept that you got to make, and this is what we're gonna do in close. This is where, as a man, you have to make sound decisions that may not be good for you, but they are good for the totality. So she needs a place to be. Women need running water, preferably hot. Men do not have to have water. We can cheat and take all the bird baths. All our parts don't need fresh running water all the time. But I think men are more inclined to want to suffer in team play. They don't want to suffer alone. They want somebody to suffer with them. So let's go out here and be homeless together. Let's go sleep under this bridge together. If you love me, this is what you will do.
No.
I'm sorry, dudes, because men ain't gonna do that. By hook, crook, or otherwise, I think the grown-ass man is gonna do whatever it takes to keep his woman and children safe. I believe that women, by far and large, will do whatever it takes to keep their children fed and housed, even if it means they have to put up with a shitty relationship so their kids ain't sleeping in a car. Can't blame them. Survival is the most basic instinct. Always has been, always will be. As the song say, what's love got to do with it? It's a secondhand emotion. Sometimes survival is what it is. So I told him we're gonna try to have this
Trend. I heard you.
Trend. See, that's how you gonna get banned from the show. She bringing up Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, we're gonna start banning people from the show. All right, you got anything you want to share with the people before we leave, Roy?
Man, just y'all send your boys some positive energies. We got a couple of things working. And I could use, like I said, the positive energy for those of y'all that pray. Go ahead and shout out a couple of prayers up for your boy. Burn some sage. Do whatever you do. This is gonna be positive, and see that we can get some things happening. Because as we grow and do what we're trying to do, we vow and promise to do for the community like we always have.
Trini, you missed the first part of the show where Roy said he got called Zaddy because of the beard.
Yeah, she was cute too. I was mad when she found out though that she like 2 years younger than my daughter. I mean, older than my daughter. I was like, oh damn. I was like, she was like, oh, she thought I was. It was funny because she thought I was 42, and I was like, sweetheart, I am 52. And she was just like, oh goodness. It's like, okay, you got them zaddy vibes going on with your little beard. I was like, okay, look at there.
Hey. And here I am. Trent said, can she suggest something? Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
She waiting for you to say yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Where you at, Trent? We ain't got but like 40 seconds. Take the size down just a little bit. It was super sexy when you first started growing it out.
Oh yeah, no, I gotta get some new clippers. Cause I usually do keep it down to like the one level on my thing, but the clippers that I had to do that, I don't have my one guard no more. I must have lost it somewhere. So yeah, I actually gotta go get another one so I can take it down. So yeah, I don't want the big, that James Harden thing is way too much for me.
Yeah. It's like he's just holding food in there. All right, y'all know what it is. We'll see y'all next week. And until then, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. And we out.